Hello, everyone. This is Mr. Informal giving you the latest and greatest Mr. Informal podcast. Again, I go by the name of Mr. Informal. I hope you are doing well today. I hope you are being safe. And certainly, I hope you are healthy, as we all should be, no matter the time or the year. Especially this Christmas is coming. So, before we get to the topics of the podcast, again, we are on the podcast 136. And please do not forget to add me on Instagram, MisterInformal. And then check out my website at mrinformal.com, mrinformal.com. So, what are the four topics on the Mr. Informal podcast? Well, number one, bad online shopping. You'd be surprised how customers do actually have a bad experience in online shopping. Number two, I'm sure you heard it by now. If not, I will let you know. There are some concerns about the too many female workers problems in Paris. Number three, retail consumers. Now, when I say by retails, it seems like consumers prefer going to the stores, to the brick-and-mortars, than just online shopping. Last but not least, gift returns. Christmas is on a Thursday. That means the 26th. I'm sorry, Christmas is on a Friday. That means the 26th is on a Saturday. That means that there might be a lot of people returning their items at the store instead of shipping it back. So we'll see how that goes. And so those are the four topics for the Mr. Informal podcast. Again, I hope you are safe and healthy. And so let's go ahead and start Mr. Informal podcast 136. So the article is from Retail Dive titled "Few Consumers Are Happy with Their Online Shopping Experience Report." Only 15% of consumers and markets survey across the US, UK, Germany, France, Austria, and Switzerland are happy with their online shopping experience, according to Content Square. Among the top three annoyances that the customers cited as driving down their happiness were pop-ups and ads, 49%, site crashing during checkout, 48%, and when a discount code fails at checkout, 45%. Consumers were dissatisfied when the website or app went on offline, 23%, when they couldn't find their desired items, 42%, according to the report. The survey also found that 37% of respondents are avoiding brick-and-mortar stores during the holiday season. Less than a third, 30% of respondents said they feel content with their digital shopping experience per the report. Unbelievable. So, am I surprised about this survey? No, because as you know from previous podcasts, I am sure that, especially in the electronics section, too many bots, too many sold out items. Apparently, these company and these brands can't even make the online shopping experience easy and convenient. So check this out, 49% are not happy due to the pop-up and ads, and 40% are not happy because the site crashes during checkout, which PlayStation 5, Xbox, and CPUs and electronics are certainly a great example. Not only that, 45% when discount code fails. And then certainly at the same time, 37% responded to avoid brick and mortar stores during holiday season, but that's 37% though. So certainly a third of consumers are avoiding that. But still, 2/3 are could be going to the brick and mortar stores. So, I mean, I would think this is obvious. As much as these brands wanna put emphasis on the online shopping experience, you cannot beat in-person visitation, especially in-person experience, because you see the actual items in person. You can touch it, you can feel it, you can size it up. I mean, it's really simple. I mean, I've been preaching about this for a long time. I mean, you cannot be in person visit, in person, experience, however you want to do it. It's that simple. But, part of the in-person experience, you also got to make sure that the brands have the kind of people with the know-how, with the knowledge, and certainly great customer service. But you're not going to have that. It could be 50-50. So online experience removes the human interaction. And so what do you have? You have an automated type of interaction. It could be, pop-up. You could say suggestions. You can say complete this look, or what this look goes hand in hand with. But 49% are saying that they are not happy with pop-up and ads, and certainly 48% are not happy with the site crashing during checkout. Think about it. 48% are not happy when the site crashes during checkout. That means that if the site crashes when the person checks out and then suddenly they get mad, they may not even, there's a potential of them not buying the item because the site crashes. You know what that means? That means that the brand could lose potential sales, potential numbers. I mean, that is a missed opportunity in transaction. So, in conclusion, me personally, I'm not surprised by it, but if you are surprised by it, well, then in the future, don't be, because, obviously these site websites are going to track your cookies, track your movement, track numbers, basically track what you're doing so they can make the appropriate suggestions. And if somehow that includes pop-ups and ads, well, then you better be ready for more of it in the future. So, an article from hypebay.com, but you could probably see this article, this news everywhere. So, the article title is Paris, France fined for hiring too many women into city council. So, Paris City Hall has been fined 90,000 euros, that's about $110,000, for appointing too many women senior management position, violating a law that caps gender majority in top civil service position at 60%. Though this law was overturned in 2019, Paris Mayor Anne Hidalgo hired 11 women to fill 16 jobs in 2018, tipping the gender balances far over 60%, rendering the city responsible under the now defunct regulation. Hidalgo jokingly called her choices far too feminist, adding this fine is obviously absurd, unfair, irresponsible, and dangerous. French Public Service Minister Amélie de Montchalin tweeted that funds from the fine would be used to finance concrete actions towards promoting women in public services. Now, honestly, I don't really got a problem with this. But, in principle, it does make them hypocrites. Because if you're talking about gender equality, okay, let's make it 50-50. But no. And basically, since there are 16 jobs, she ended up filling 11 of those 16s with women instead of men. So that's more than 60%. I mean, shouldn't you just fill it with 8 or maybe 9 women? But why 11? So if we're going to talk about gender equality here, then it should be at least 50-50. But now she's talking about more women, which is not even equality now. It could be, now it's basically they're doing what men have been doing. So you were fighting against the system that you were fighting for, but then you ended up doing the same thing that the system that you were fighting for. So that's what I'm saying, is that they suddenly became hypocrites. Now they said that the funds from the fine would be used to finance concrete actions towards promoting women in public services. There's nothing wrong with that. But at the same time, if you're gonna be gender equality, then just do it. Just prove that you are willing to do it. Fair is fair. It's that simple. But now, they were talking, before this all happened, I'm sure they were telling themselves, oh, there's too many men in senior management, and now there's too many women. It's like, geez, which one? I mean, she could have, I mean, if she was joking around, far too feminist, obviously I don't think people took that in a light-hearted way. They probably took it seriously and probably with concerns. Again, it just doesn't make sense, absolute sense, that she could have filled the 16 of those jobs with 50-50, or maybe at least could be 9 women versus 8, or I mean, whatever. The rest is men, right? And so, again, I don't have a problem with this. I just have a problem of the standards that they are promoting. It's just hypocrite. I mean, I just don't understand. Maybe it's just women. I mean, look, I've been raised by a lot of women, but even then, they're not this way. But if that makes, if that's what they want, fine. But again, don't talk about gender equality if you're not going to do it. So on to topic number 3. Now this topic doesn't have any sources or any article. It's more of experience and also what I see in the news, not in the mainstream media, but just news in general. Same with local news. I'm talking about local news. I'm not talking about like mainstream media. Could be CNN, MSNBC. None of that. No, we're not talking about that. So the third topic is retail consumer. Now, what do I mean by retail consumers? These consumers are going to the stores instead of shopping online. And don't get me wrong, I'm sure they have shop online, but I guess, especially last minute gifts, they are going to the store. Now, even with all these lockdowns or all these restrictions, depending on your state, whatever it may be, people are still going to the mall. People are still going to the department stores. Parking lot are still packed. And so what does that tell you? Well, people still go to the store. People still go to the mall. I mean, people still love the brick and mortar experience. They don't want to be stuck at home. I mean, no matter what you do, especially around Christmas, if we are talking about Christmas, even Thanksgiving, you are not going to stop people from shopping unless obviously the store itself is closed. But they are not. Target, Walmart, again, they are busy around Christmas. Same with Costco. What can you do? Well, it's pretty obvious. What can you do? The only thing you can do is shut everything down. That's including essential stores. That's including Target, Walmart, Costco, even the pharmacy company. That's the only time you can do it, because people will still go out. And Now, I'm not going to say that the stores are going to make their money, because 2020 is a lost year for every brand out there. And what about the virus? Well, it tells you that no one really give a damn about the virus. No one really do. I mean, if they look, think about it. If they did, would this many people go to the store? I'm sure you went to the store. Even, it doesn't have to be the mall. It could be Best Buy. Your favorite store that you can just visit. I'm sure they are busy. I'm sure you see a lot of people. I'm sure you see a lot more cars than usual, because people want to go out. Even in Christmas, people are gonna go out. They're gonna go shopping. They're gonna buy gifts. Come on, it's that obvious. It's that simple. And now, do I do it? Of course. I mean, I like going to the store much, but I want to see the item. I don't want to wait for the item. So it really depends. But that's just me. But in these times, especially when it comes to giving, people will go to the store, and as you know, there's always a lot of people at the mall, at the store, no matter where you go, especially in the weekend. On to the last topic, gift returns. No article for this, because I can already make an educated guess, a safe assumption. Now, Christmas is on a Friday, which is great. Absolutely great. And the 26th on a Saturday. That's even better. That is absolutely great. Christmas on a Friday, there's nothing like it. People opening up their gifts. Certainly excited. Being with the loved ones. Also missing the loved ones that we cannot visit or cannot see. But 26, the thing is, over the years, even I work in retail, the day after Christmas is also busy, but not busy for the right reason for these stores. They are busy because of the long lines of gift returns. People did not like their gifts. People want to exchange their gifts. Could be the wrong size, could be the wrong type. I mean, it was the right item, but it was just the wrong type of item. Could be the wrong brand. I can go on and on about this. Now, as you know, we are on a pandemic, but I can honestly tell you that I don't think people are gonna ship back the items. They're probably just gonna go to the store and return it that way with a receipt, and probably make exchanges, or probably just return it for a refund. But most likely exchanges. Because who doesn't love getting a gift? I love getting gifts. Don't you love getting gifts? So people are gonna go to the store not for the right reason, but they are probably going to return the item. Certainly, gift returns are gonna be high. Most likely probably going to be the same as last year or even previous years. So don't be surprised. So if you are planning to go to the mall, you may wanna skip the 26th and just go to the 27th on a Sunday. That way it's much more calmer. Because again, the day after Christmas is always busy, but not for the right reason. And even with this pandemic, certainly I don't think that's going to change. People are still going to be close to each other, even with the 6 feet thing. And these stores don't even know how to have some safety measure, and they don't even enforce it. It's a mess right now. So I can go on and on about this. But certainly, if you love your gifts, please stay at home, or even just go out and just be with the loved ones, and use it. In the morning when you wake up, use it too. But if you're planning to go to the mall or go to the store on the 26th, it's not a good idea. Don't be surprised if you see a long line for Costco, not at the entrance, but more like the return. No matter where you go, there's always going to be a return line. Customer service this area is probably going to be packed, and so it's not a great day to return the stuff. I think people are just not going to ignore these safety measures. I mean, people want to return, and most likely people are probably going to exchange it. They're probably going to go shopping again with a gift card or the store credit, and then just buy something else. And so, again, if you plan to go to the mall, just be prepared. But I would not suggest it. I would suggest coming on a Sunday, which is the 27th. So, hopefully, again, be cautious with what you gotta do with the day after Christmas. And so that is basically it for this podcast number 136, Mr. Informal Podcast 136. I hope you enjoyed this podcast beginning to end. I hope I gave you some insights. Hopefully you learned something. If not, then hopefully I just reminded you of it. And certainly I am glad that you listened to me throughout this podcast. And please, again, do not forget to add me on Instagram, MisterInformal, and then check out my website, mrinformal.com, mrinformal.com. And so, please be safe, please be healthy, and again, Merry Christmas. I will see you in the next podcast. Bye-bye.